Hey, what's up, guys? You're tuned into the Nosy Nay Show, powered by GP Public Relations, New York City. I'm your host, Nosy Nay, and I have with me a very special guest, design and fashion guru, okay? And look, then let me not shortchange him at all, okay? Creative director as well, the one and only Deshawn Taylor, y'all.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
I love this applause from the audience.
Haute Houston, the new addition to the fashion scene here in Houston. So tell me a little bit about how you even came up with the idea to do Haute Houston.
So, I basically came up with the idea. Well, I like to put my visions to I like to try to execute my visions. And I've done maybe about 4 shows, like as far as like showing my own collections. And I've been behind the scenes of maybe 3, I'd say it's maybe 2 or 3. And, I've always wanted to kind of like put one together, so I got to a point where I start asking people like, hey, let me know when you're doing a show, or tell me when you're doing a show so I could be a part of it. And they're like, in due time. And I'm just kind of like, okay, or having to kind of submit information just to be a part of a show. And I'm just like, you know what, that little saying that say, instead of asking to be sitting at everybody else's table, why don't you just make your own?
Why don't you just make your own? Yeah,
and so
of
that's
course.
kind of like how I came up with the idea. So I did New York Fashion Week, and after I did New York, that's when I came back and I was like, I think I want to just do my own show. And so I just kind of like took that idea and just ran with it.
Yeah,
ran with it.
Yeah, and so how long did you actually brainstorm and plan?
So let me tell you a little about me. People always like to kind of get on me a little bit because I like to kind of do things and just, like I said, just start doing it.
Take off running.
Take off with it, yeah. And so, like, once I came up with the idea, I immediately started planning right then and there. Like, at that very moment, I was like, okay, the name, I like the name Haute. You know what I mean? It's high fashion and high class.
Yes, I love
and
it,
so
couture.
I wanted to add Houston to that. And so Haute Houston is how I came up with the name. And I said, okay, well, that was one thing. And then after that, it was like, okay, how do I want to approach the crowd that I'm trying to attract? And so, that store goes by the designers and the venue. And so, the thing after I moved, I was looking for the venue. And so I feel like in order to have a perfect fashion show, you got to have a perfect venue. And so,
yes, of course. And I was going to ask you, like, have you ran into any moments with planning such a huge event? Have you actually ran into a time where you're discouraged or, you know?
I still feel that way a little bit, but I don't really let that get in the way because I feel like I know I got it all under control, but it's still a little early, so I know I'm gonna have them little bump. I feel like I'm still gonna have a couple bumps in the road, but that's expected in life. That's expected.
Yeah. You got to hit your head a couple times for you to get it right.
I didn't. For one, I didn't think that I wouldn't have any problems. So that's one thing.
So did you foresee yourself doing all of this when you started your fashion line? Did you already foresee this, like, okay, I'm gonna start my fashion line, I'm gonna put clothing out, and then I'm not just gonna headline a show, I'm going to create a whole show, and not even a show. Okay, so Haute Houston is going to be a weekend, is that correct?
Yeah,
it's going to be one weekend, June 2019.
Right.
So, oh my gosh, what can we expect to see?
Okay, let me break down the whole thing of Haute Houston. So with Haute Houston, I basically wanted to bring a lot of people that are underrated to the forefront. And I kind of, coming up in your career, whether you're, I feel like whether you're a designer, stylist, singer, poet, whatever it is you do, a lot of us at times we feel like we're underrated or looked at but looked over, or looked at but not looked into, and so I had, I guess at the moment you just kind of like, okay, I just want to do my own thing, and so with Haute Houston, I came up with the idea to bring more underrated people to the forefront, and I started off with my own. Actually, I started off with my own, like doing online boutique thing or whatever, and I gained a lot of like high profile clients. So I took all, like, from me working retail and from me gaining high celebrity clientele, I took all of that as an experience and try to and use that as my best advantage for Haute Houston. So when I went to New York Fashion Week, I kept everything that I met, the people that I met and the information that I got, I took all that and just kept it in my head. And it's like, okay, I'm going to use this for my show.
Of course.
And so I connected to some people that I met in New York, some other designers that were interested in being in the show, and they agreed to be in the show. And so it's it's still a process, but the whole purpose of was to bring, like I said, a lot of underrated people, or people that feel like they are looked over, because there's a lot of dope people in Houston, like designers, music artists. There's a lot of good people out there that do really, really good work, and they just not, they just looked over. People look at that stuff, but then they just like, oh,
right. And you want to know what? And that's something that I've actually come to learn being here in Houston is that so much great talent here, in the fashion, entertainment, and, just period. And it seems like you said, they're just looked over.
Right.
When I would say that here in the South, I feel like we kind of set the trend.
Yeah.
We set the trend. Yeah. If it's happening here, it's definitely going to happen everywhere else.
Right.
And not trying to take any love away from New York, of course. But, I mean, we're the new trendsetters. It just is what it is. I feel like the South is pop culture.
Yeah. I remember I was looking at, I was just Googling stuff about what industries make the most money. And I think it was something I read and said in Forbes that Houston was like one of the number one shopping areas in the South.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes, I can believe it.
As far as fashion. I was like, wow.
I can believe it. Let me tell you, I live in the Woodlands. Now, that is far away, okay? But mine to tell you, there's a whole mall, and right across the mall, it's like a baby rodeo, like
Really?
the Market Street.
Well, I feel like when you drive for a little further down past Hotel Derrick, there's a little rodeo too.
River Oaks. Right, yeah, River Oaks. Right. I love River Oaks. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so there's so much money circulating in fashion. So it looks like you found you a good niche. Make that money,
I try. But back to you, because it is a weekend thing. And so that Friday I'll be doing like a private influential dinner. And then that Saturday would be like the main show, and that Sunday would be the pop-up shop in Mixer. So I'll have like maybe if a designer that was in the show want to do it, that's perfectly fine. But I have designers, boutiques, hair stylists, hair vendors and barbers and painters, all just having their moment and mixing and mingling and doing what they do, making some money.
My question is, how did you? I know you said that you've talked with people and they've kind of shared their knowledge and information with you. But how did you actually go about, putting all of that information together in one huge package and said, okay, hey, this is it. And this is kind of like my route that I'm going to take. So how did you kind of layer all of that together?
I'm still trying to layer it. I'm still layering it because I'm so scatterbrained. Sometimes I can do things backwards, and I just feel like that's the perfect way.
You're taking your own path.
I take my own path.
It ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. It's still today. I really can't level things because I have so much other things that I'll be trying to do at one time. So I try to okay, I'm going to work on Haute Houston. Okay, now I'm going to start trickle into some of the information for the fall project. Okay, let me do this because I'm doing it all by myself. So at the same time, I try to do it to where it's more convenient for me. But the advice I could give is like do a lot of research. Like I don't like to really ask a lot of questions. Like as far as like if I need some information from someone and I feel like some people can be a little shady. Some people can try to hold information.
Yeah.
And sometimes it depends on the situation. Sometimes I get it, So in cases like that, I would always go Google. Google is your best friend.
Google and YouTube.
Google, literally YouTube, because with YouTube, that's how I learned how to sketch.
Really?
I like to sketch like croquis, like the bodies with dresses and stuff like that. Because I was always drawing in like little figures and things like that. But as far as learning how to sketch to a designer standards, YouTube taught me what I needed to learn. YouTube taught me how to make patterns a little bit better. It taught me how to conversate in an interview a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, prepare you for
right. I look at
I
YouTube
found
for
that
a lot.
YouTube will prepare you for some of life's most difficult
I'm
challenges.
telling you,
Okay,
it really will.
and it's the fact that it's so many people out there that's creating amazing content. It's kind of hard. Like YouTube, I can imagine that. Well, I know now it is. It's like its own like TV kind of network channel now.
You can go to YouTube and type in anything, and then like
you can find
have
it.
someone showing you how to do it, and that's how it is. This is like I
just
have
is what it
moments
is,
where like I'll sit there and I'll drink whatever I drink, or smoke whatever I need to smoke, and just be like,
it is
okay. I'll come on YouTube and learn how to draw something, you know, and then I'll do it for a few weeks until I feel like I got it, and I won't need to look at YouTube, and then bam, there it is.
The modeling circle is like literally this big.
Yeah,
it's so
it's
small.
really, really small.
I think that I may know majority of the model, the models. I know majority of them. Look, if y'all watching, my model friends, y'all are next. Y'all up next to get on this show so that we can talk about, you know, what it's like modeling in Houston. You know, it's very different from New York and LA.
Super different.
So what's your take on the Houston fashion scene?
Oh, I knew that one was coming.
Come on.
Okay.
Give it to me.
I would say my take on it. Okay, so I feel like everybody is definitely, well, I'm going to say everybody. I feel like some people are in their own lanes. But I definitely feel like being that the industry is small, I feel like it's like an in crowd type thing. You have to be, you know, you have to be cool, not necessarily cool, or you just have to be what everybody is really. I don't know if you can curse it here or not, but
no, you're fine.
Okay, you have to be what everybody's fucking with at the time, you know. And if you're not, then you're just going to basically be looked over until they feel like
you're worthy,
right? That you're worth it, or this such and such is liking your pictures. It's weird.
I don't understand. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand this like hazing period that you get in Houston. It's kind of like on the wave. If you're not on the wave, everybody else is not gonna jump on the wave. Right. And you know, I'm just like, hey, y'all can surfboard with me. I'm just saying, like, I'm cool. Fine. I'm cool as heck. But it's really if the city's not fooling with you, no one is.
But you know what? I will say when I moved to Houston, I didn't come to Houston looking for opportunity. Well, I would say looking for opportunity. Let me rephrase that. I didn't come really trying to fit in. Let me just say I didn't come trying to fit in. I was already in my own lane, you know. But I did come trying to, I would say maybe collab and work with a few people. Some people I was already connected with before I moved out here. But I do feel like I feel like I stand out a little bit more from it sounds so bad saying this, man. But
Tell the truth.
I feel like I stand out from the average Houstonian. Because obviously I'm not from here, you know, and I feel like I move a little bit different, you know. And I would just leave it at that.
Well, look, I'm gonna say when you grow up in Beaumont, I can say that most of the entrepreneurs or people who are doing something with themselves, they are truly hungry. Yeah, every person. But
have you noticed that everybody from Beaumont is like they move and they become something?
Yeah. And everybody that's still there is just like blah.
Yeah,
like are you still
miserable and sad?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you used to be the man. Right. What happened?
No, for sure. That's how it is. I think people from smaller towns, and that's not saying anything about not shading my Houston. I live here. It's my city.
Yeah, I love it here.
Right. But I feel like people from smaller towns. I don't know. I guess it's because I don't want to say if we deal with more. Or because we deal with more closed-minded people, it just makes us more hungrier. I guess I can't say that.
You hit it right on the head. You took it right out of my mouth. You're right there with the hammer.
With the gavel.
On the head. Yeah. Like that is, I can say that that's exactly what it is. I feel like there's a different sense of ambition that's kind of instilled in people that's from the surrounding smaller areas versus the people who actually grow up here in Houston, because Houston's fast.
Yeah, it's very,
Houston,
very fast.
When I first moved here, I'm not going to say it was like a culture shock, but it was a shock.
Yeah.
I was just like, the girls that are 16, they look like me.
And I don't know if it's because I'm a guy or what, but I always put myself in situations where like it's like they're saying like if don't touch that, it's hot, and I'm gonna touch it anyway, just to see how hot
curious.
it is. Just to see how hot. That's how I've always been that way. I'm a risk taker.
Oh,
you know, and I feel like that's how you learn taking risks. So. That's how I'm learning with this whole Hot Houston project. I'm taking a risk because I've never done this before. I'm just taking my vision and just executing it to my best ability.
Now, Deshawn, we're almost out of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And we're heading into 2019.
Yep.
Now, as far as 2018, what has been one of your most memorable moments for you in fashion in 2018 this past year?
New York Fashion Week was my most exciting
Tell
moment.
me.
Yes.
Tell me, how was
really
it?
Exciting. Okay, so originally I had got a call from a guy. To be honest, I don't even know if he's from LA, but I think he's from New York, but I don't know if he lives in LA or not.
Mm-hmm.
But they were doing a show in LA, and it was in August. And he hit me up. He wanted me to show my line. He had been checking me out or whatever. And I was working at the time. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, because he hit me up last minute. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna have enough time. So I was like, just let me know next time or whatever, and it's cool. Mm-hmm. So I was at work, sitting at work one day, and I just randomly wrote on. I was like, hey, are y'all still doing another show coming up? He was like, yeah, we're going to New York in September. I've totally forgot that it was during New York Fashion Week. And so I was like, okay, well, cool. He was like, I really still wanted you to be a part of the show. I was like, well, that's why I was contacting you. Just
exactly,
to see
right?
if I can do it.
If
Maybe
that
I can
offer
wiggle
still
something up.
stands, yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, we'll be in September on this date through the 7th through the 10th. Or whatever, and he was like, the shows. No, he said we'll have the show on the 8th, and that's how I set my days up based around the show, or whatever. And so I started Googling, and I was like, let me just see what's going on, what events popping on, just to see what I can do once I get out there.
Yeah.
And so I started looking, and it said New York Fashion Week, and I was like, okay. So my show's on the 8th. This is during New York Fashion Week. Okay, well, let me call him back and say, hell yeah, I'm going. Like, I'm down.
No doubt, right.
And so I took the opportunity, and I asked the job that I was working at the time. And they were like, yeah, they gave me the time off, and I ended up going.
And how was the experience?
It was an experience.
Did you get a lot of love there?
So I would feel like it was more, everything was in rush mode. So I didn't really have time to really
embrace the moment.
Embrace it, yeah. Because every day we was constantly moving. It was a constant move. But I will say it was an experience of a lifetime. I met some cool people. A lot of people say New Yorkers are rude. I don't really feel like. I just feel like a lot of New Yorkers they deal with bullshit every day. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a rush. Everything is in like constant
on the go.
On the go. So when they can kind of, it's like they sense when people are bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing here, but it's like, obviously out here people Texas can like sugarcoat a lot of out here.
Exactly. I mean, we're the slow talkers. We're smooth with it, So we can finesse people into doing some stuff,
right,
just with our accent. Now, would you do it again?
Yeah, I actually go back in February.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going back in February, but I will say that I was kind of thinking about not going at first, because it can make you really exhausted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was exhausted when I got back, but it was an experience of a lifetime, because I got a lot of opportunity right afterwards. So I feel like if it wasn't for New York Fashion Week, I wouldn't have met the models that I met, or I wouldn't have met the new clients that I met, or the designers that's coming to Haute Houston.
Right.
And that's the exciting part about it for me.
Yeah, I was going to say that, that's amazing that you're going to go back, because that's good networking and promotion for Haute Houston. Look, but Haute Houston is the goal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Look, bring out Ugg boots and furs.
Promote.
And promote. Yes. Look, get everyone out here, right? And you're doing it at a perfect time. Mm-hmm. Summer. Yeah. It's beautiful here in the summer. Right. I mean, it's hot, but it's beautiful.
It's really pretty, yeah. And it's in beautiful. June, so something tells me it's going to be a little breezy.
Indoor. Are you guys going to be indoor or outdoor?
Indoor. It's definitely indoor.
Look, okay, we need some AC.
Right now, I'm in the process of getting everything situated for the private dinner. Mm-hmm. And so I was talking to the chef, and we were thinking if we wanted to do it rooftop or us to do something else. And I was like, I don't think I want to do rooftop because with Houston, you never know what the weather's going to be like.
Right, the weather is so bipolar.
Right, I don't want everybody sitting down, looking cute, eating, and then all of a sudden it just starts raining. That would be
have
horrible.
No idea how it rained all day yesterday. You would expect a cold front would have came in. It is hot outside, guys. It's like 75 degrees outside. How? And then like 2 days before that, it was like freezing. It was like 40 degrees.
Cold. It's super. The weather's bipolar out here for real.
So, Deshawn, as far as you bringing in the new year, how are you going to bring in the new year?
With this casting call. Nah,
That's like joking. On the 5th.
Right. So I plan on going to Dallas, but every time I plan like on going on a trip, it
never works out.
It never really works out up until like when it's like business involved, and that's going to work out, of course. Mm-hmm. But when it's going like party and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to come. It's like me getting ready. I'm on my way, and then an hour later I pull up. They're like, where are you going? Like,
on CP time.
Right. Right. But I plan on going to Dallas, and I just plan on partying with some friends. If not, then I'm gonna still party with my friends and just
bring it in good and right and
positive, good energy.
Right. That's what I'm gonna say. Good vibes. Sprinkle all of that up on us. Sprinkle all of that up on us, the universe. Please. Thank you. Now, what do you foresee for Deshawn Taylor in 2019?
I see so many levels accomplished. Mm-hmm. I definitely see Haute Houston being successful. Miami Swim Week is in 2019 as well, so I'll be doing castings for Miami Swim Week. I'm gonna be busy for 2019, very, very busy, all the way up until I would say maybe October, November.
Wow. Yeah. That means you're like jam-packed from now?
Yeah, I literally just posted the other day. It's like from January, February, March. I think April is like my only like little space that I have, and then it's June, July, August, September.
I seen you. Yeah, I was gonna say I seen you post the schedule, and I was like, okay, so he's already on it.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm already playing.
I have to get you on the show. I was like, once I seen that you start, because I mean I've been following you, and I'm like,
well, really, what started it? Okay, well, it wasn't just New York that started it. It was New York that really started because I was going to do like a new collection tour, and but after I came back and started thinking about doing Haute Houston, I was like, okay, well, let me slow the tour down. And then because I didn't know what was going to happen after that. And so after the show, I was like, okay, I'm going to just do Haute Houston. Oh, wow, I just lost train of thought. I just lost train of thought just that fast. What was you asking? What was you telling me?
Just as far as like what you foresee for 2019, and then you're gonna jump into Haute Houston in June. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was telling you. I had got the opportunity to do some castings for Miami, and I was already doing Miami Swim Week, and so that's why I was like, okay, well, let me just keep playing it.
And Miami Swim Week is so sexy.
Yeah, it's very.
It
sexy.
Is
grown
so sexy, and the models. Oh my God,
so this so just imagine how that casting's gonna be, right? Body.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I am so happy for you. I know you're like elated to go into 2019.
I really am. Yeah, I really am.
Well, Deshawn, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. This was an experience.
I am so happy that you stopped by. And guys, be on the lookout for Haute Houston in June 2019. It's going to be epic. Make sure to also follow Deshawn Taylor on Instagram at official Deshawn Taylor.
Right. Make sure y'all come to my casting too, January 5th.
Okay. And where's it going to be?
So it's at 8877 Frankway Drive.
All right. Now, you guys
at the High Bank.
Okay. Exactly. At the High Bank.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure that you keep up with Deshawn. And thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Nosey Nay Show.